Alright, welcome to Boss Capital channel. I'm Michael Chu. This week is ending December 1st, 2023, and we're just gonna recap what happened this week in the market. Monday, we see Shopify pop and Amazon pop, also due to the Black Friday sales and MercadoLibre MELI. So all the e-commerce stocks were doing well at the beginning of the week. Coco also jumped, and the Dow continued to press on, clearing the 35,000 level. So let me just pull up the Dow chart right now. So 35,000 is right here. So that is quite an important level. I draw a trend line here, so yeah, it passed that. And then go daily chart. You can see right here 35,000 right here. So it's continue. It's after it clear this, it's continue on now, and you can see making new recent high. So it's not an all-time high yet. 36,952 is the all-time high. So we are so close to it, like 700 points away. So pretty much 2%, around 2% from all-time high. So you can see Dow Jones is acting really strong, especially this week. You can see this big bar here. I think that's a good sign because the Dow generally represent the biggest cap, the 30 biggest cap stocks around the world, and so that is also a sign of healthy economy around the world. So possibly this is a possible signal for a new bull market. So we're very close to it. Yeah, so that's what happened on Monday. Wednesday we have a GDP update, which was stronger than previously. It come up to 5.2%. This last time it was 4.9%. So the market also reacted well that day, I think. Thursday, the PCE, or personal consumption expenditures, fell to 3% from 3.4%. So that's a really good number now, right? Getting close to 2. So also this is cooler than the 3.1% forecast. And then the core PCE, it rise 0.2% in October as expected. And the overall core 12-month inflation is now 3.5, down from 3.7. So this is also coming down. And then the unemployment claim rose to 218,000. So yeah, the market continued to like the inflation data coming out. And Friday for me, I feel like it was the most surprising because I think Powell mentioned it's too early to conclude that that there will be no more hikes, but yet the market react positively after that. I find that was very interesting. So yeah, so I think the market is definitely ignoring what the Fed is saying now. So what does that mean? Because we have December 14th or something like that, right? That's the next Fed decision. So does that mean the market will rally till then? Possibly, and then maybe Fed's gonna come out and put his hands down and say, nope, we're not done raising rates. Who knows, right? Maybe he'll try to end this party or something. So we'll see. Other than that, yeah, not too much happening at the macro level. Pretty quiet. Earnings are pretty positive overall. We'll look at some stocks later that have done well. And yeah, there's not much news. So I think overall for the job report next Friday, I think probably they just want to see a little bit weaker than expected, and that should be okay. If it's too weak, then they worry about recession. If it's too strong, then they're worried about the Fed not cutting rates, in the near future. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword right now for the job report. So looking at the Nasdaq chart, you can see it's coming close to. I think this was the July high, right? July high. It's getting close to it. Hasn't surpassed it yet. So we're getting very close, within 100 points. This week, I'm a little bit disappointed with Nasdaq index. It didn't really fall through like Dow did. So again, I think that's mostly driven by the mega caps, and we'll look at that right away soon. So I think that was the main reason. If I just look at like QQEW, which is the equal weight, you can see this one is doing much better. It actually, so I think this is interesting now. I mean, overall it's still weaker than Nasdaq itself, but recent action, like this week, you can see it's up more, right? 1.6%, versus Nasdaq, which is 0.3%. So you can see now, not the mega cap guys, but the other stocks maybe starting to outperform a little bit. All right, let's look at S&P. Very similar chart. Again, very close, like less than 15 points away from making a higher high than the July peak here. So yeah, so that'll be like, again, I mean, S&P was more neutral, like it's 0.7% up this week. So it's like kind of pretty between Dow and Nasdaq. And then we look at RSP, the equal weight. Again, you can see it's outperforming. It's up 2.4% this week. So again, so it looks like the rally is starting to broaden based on just looking at the index. So that's a good sign, because when if this is a true bull market, we want to see more stocks participate in this rally, and we're starting to see it this week. So maybe the mega cap's going to take a breather, and then while other stocks playing catch up right now. So that's a good sign. And we'll look at Russell. Russell's very similar, has an outperformer week, 3% up this week. And probably the most important thing is this 200-day line. It finally came back up above it again this week. We've been tested like many times now. Like, the big waves here, these 3 big waves, many times. It's incredible, the 2000 level, just incredible resistance. And then we have the floor here around 1650. So, this has been tested many times now. So, whether this will continue on and then break through this level, that like I say, I think that, Jim Roper will say if 2000 is broken, this level, above it, right, the risk is on basically big time, like, that will signify a true bull market. I think that's when I would even consider a true bull market, because Russell, I believe I did a research before, like, Russell tend to outperform in a new bull market. So and Nasdaq, right, those two. So, but right now we have Nasdaq outperforming, but Russell hasn't been outperforming. So, for this to be a true bull market, I think we have to see this. Otherwise, we'll probably be stuck in a range mode a longer term range move. So we go back to S&P. We have this long-term range right now. This is the long-term range. So either you come up here and then come back down, that's what we don't want to see, or it breaks through right here. So we'll see, right? I think for this is closer. This is much closer than Russell trying to break 2,000 right now. So unless we're seeing a huge December for Russell, which could happen, you never know, and it can go to 2,000 pretty fast, then we can see by New Year time. That's my guess. Maybe this could happen. Let's just say, let's just think forward a little bit. So let's say it does climb in December to 2,000 level, and then New Year, maybe that's when the test will come to try to break through this. Who knows?
Have you seen the volume on Russell on Friday?
Okay, let's go look at it. What my volume? Yeah, like everyone's buying the regional banks on the that really helped the Russell, because regional banks is one of the biggest sector in the small cap. And so we go to KRE. It was a huge move that day on Friday. See, the chart looks like 5%. This is a very strong move. And yeah, a lot of analysts were buying regional banks, even BMO, Brian Belsky. I was surprised that he's buying it. He said he's been waiting a long time for this, and he finally able to start buying. So I don't know if he start new positions or add to positions. I have no idea. But I think he said that he started earlier this year, but now he feels like now is actually the right time. So yeah. So there you go. So that's regional bank. Again, I think I look at the stocks in this sector, is very hard to buy for me, because they all have negative future earnings. But again, if they're improving, if the prospect is improving, then they'll probably do better than their forecast, right? So for me, if I were to play, I would probably be playing the ETF. But I didn't get in on Friday, so because I think by the time I realized it was already at 10 o'clock. It was already high up a lot. So we'll see. But I think this has a potential to run. This is a big move here, and you can see this 200 days. So this guy broke out even before Russell. See, it had 2 days of tightness here after it went above. That's again very good sign. And then it took off on Friday. Really good sign. You can see here the most accumulated group here this week is computer software enterprise, which is no surprise. So CRM, I'm just gonna read out the names that I follow. Fresh. So I took a position on Fresh. Let me see. Info, IoT.
IoT, I saw it. I missed it.
Oh yeah, big move, right?
Yeah.
Net.
Couple of days before the big move.
Net, Now, UiPath, Shopify, Snow, Twilio, Workday, Wix. And then you can see second group is REIT, right? All the REITs here. I don't usually play the REITs again. Their earnings are usually pretty low. Biotech. Okay. And this guy is doing well this week. AMPH. Let me see. I don't have many biotech stocks either. Imugen got acquired. I don't have that stock. Too bad. I was I think it was 80% premium. I was like, wow. So I don't have many biotech stock right now. Investment management. Apollo. So that one I don't know if I own it or I'm watching it. I can't remember. That's one of them. Computer tech service. GitLab's in there. I think it's reporting this coming week. So that's one. Security. Oh man, security stocks are just phenomenal. CrowdStrike, CyberArk, Palo Alto. Gold. See, gold stocks. So AGI is one I follow. I don't own it yet. Also other people looking at EGO. Yeah, definitely some of these stocks could be transportation ship. I don't follow any of these ones. Banks. So you see the smaller cap banks are starting to move now. So those guys are moving. Apparels. I don't have anything in apparels. Finance, credit card. Okay, Affirm. That's moving a lot lately. Yeah. Next, finance specialty. So CME, I own it right now. Computer software database. That group was like ESTC, right? It was phenomenal Friday. MDB is reporting this week.
Yeah.
MicroStrategy. OTEX also. So I'm following that as
MDB
well.
has already run a lot.
Yeah. So we'll see what the earnings gonna do. Like, it's gonna,
Yeah.
software financial. So I own FICO. GWRE is also good. Pega. I think I also got a position in Pega. Retail restaurants. I don't have any of those. Bank West, Southwest. Again, you see the banks are starting to rise right now. So that's why the small caps are pretty strong. Aerospace defense. This is a strong group as well. WWD is one I follow. Medical products. I don't have any of those right now. Banks Northeast. Again, more banks. There's banks in different regions. Investment bankers. I don't think I have any of this here. Cosmetics, I have BRBR. So I think we talked about that last time. It's pretty much similar to ELF, but BRBR seems to be the leader now. Electrical miscellaneous products group. None of these stocks I follow. Leisure services. Uber, definitely strong.
Oh my god. We'll tell you Uber story later.
Yeah, so strong the stock is crazy. And then we have building constructions. So those guys are starting to come back in. I think they had a pretty long base. Diversified operations. Nothing there for me. Paper products, nothing there for me. Oil and gas. So you see there's some oil and gas booming still. Banks Midwest. Again, more banks in different regions. So that area is just moving this whole week. CMA. Everyone talking about CMA. Comerica or whatever. Consumer loans. It's interesting, right? They're all moving right now. SoFi. I don't follow them, but I remember these names. Upstart. Saving loans here. Cash. Software special enterprise. I don't own any of this. APPF, but that one's on the downtrend. Apparel, shoes, DAC. A lot of people own DAC. I don't own it though, because it has, again, negative earnings, so I don't. It probably will bid it, because I think that will do well. Retail leisure products. Nothing there. There's many other stocks, but these are the ones that are on my screen showing accumulation. Security, safety, oil and gas transport pipeline, banks, foreign, money center. So a lot of financial this week. Incredible strength. Insurance, real estate, semiconductor, not so strong in the manufacturing. Just a 4. Consumer education, so I own EDU for quite a while now. It's doing really well. Consumer product electronics, I don't own any of those. Retail internet, DoorDash, MELI here, PDD. So PDD is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I had to take a position just to make my mind not go insane. It's just crazy how much it goes up, man. It's still going. It's like it's crazy. Chemical specialty holding service market. MCO. I took a position in MCO this week. Yeah. So there's look at there's so many goods being accumulated this week, right? So it's just yeah, I can show you that screen right now, so you can see it clearly. So we look at market trend. We have been on confirmed uptrend now since November 1st, based on IBD signal. So it's exactly a month now. And what has happened this month? Well, at the beginning there was a lot of accumulation, and then we kind of fall back a little bit, but then we didn't see too much distribution on the index, and then the accumulation picked up again, and then last week, it was kind of going down again, and that's when I was like, maybe things are gonna pull back, and it kind of like stabilized, didn't do too much at the beginning of the week, even up to Wednesday, and then Wednesday you start to see a little bit of pickup, and Thursday was the surprise day. I was like, oh, there's a lot more stocks being accumulated, and then Friday, look at that number, it shot back up, and you can see in the sector wise, technology is participating, retails are participating, industrials are participating, and financials is the big leader right now, 152. So and that's what's happening. And even health commodity, they still participate, just not as much, you see. So this is a pretty broad rally right now as of Friday, right? So that's what's happening there. So Atlanta Fed, okay, it did drop right here. Wow, one drop. I think last week we looked at was 2%, 2.1%, and this week it dropped to 1.2%. So it looks like it is dropping, the GTP. So, and this is what the market, that's something I could see why the market could, not do as well next year, because people are saying, and that's some of the predictions now, right, that I'm seeing people talking about, like that this year is really, as even though it was like secluded to like just the mega cap stocks, right, this year in terms of outperformance, but when we look at like the overall like market, I mean, it's still not bad. But they're saying, the next year is going to be tougher because in terms of the cycle, right? It's like, first, it's like a presidential election year. Usually that is the weakest year out of the 4 years, the 4-year cycle for election. So that's one thing. The second thing is like, because the mega caps and the weighted index like Nasdaq and S&P already do so well this year, it's unlikely they will do that well again next year, right? So that's, those two things are a big, things in a lot of analysts' mind next year, and that's why a lot of them are being a little bit counter, what's that word again? Like almost counterintuitive, like contrarian. Yeah, that's the right word. Contrarian in terms of like, hey, instead of buying big caps and all that stuff this next year, a lot of like I said, I was surprised. BMO Brian Belsky, he generally buy a lot of big cap stocks, but he's buying the small cap stocks on Friday. I was like, whoa, that's an interesting twist. And we started to hear more analysts saying that same thing. It's like, oh, the Russell, especially on the value side, right? The growth side is still not bad, like the Russell growth, but the value side is completely underperformed, and that's where a lot of them want to jump into. So, yeah. Anyhow, So that's interesting to know. I think that I can't remember the symbol. There's one for I know IWV is the value one. I just can't remember the growth one. So this is IWV 3000, and you can see this is performing not bad, right? Like it's almost near new high compared to IWM. So if you look at IWM again, right? Like okay, I guess it's no, sorry, I typed in the wrong symbol here. Sorry. IWM. I know it's way below. Yeah, so the high is right here, and this is right here. Again, if I go back to IWV, this is the value, which is also let me just make sure this is the value here. Oh, this is 3000 index. Sorry, this is IWE 3000. So this is not the value. This is the even the smaller caps. Yeah. So this include like another 1,000 smaller caps now. But this one is doing really well. Interesting. Yeah, I can remember the symbol for value and growth for the small cap. But anyhow, so we'll maybe next time we'll talk about that. But anyhow, that's what analysts are saying right now. Okay, so when we pass this red line, right, you're saying we already started a recession, right? Is that what this?
No, that's an indicator that basically coming. But in the past, if you see 2002, 2008. And there were 2016, 18 as well, but after that 2019 it came down, and then we had recession.
Yeah, this is an interesting chart. Yeah. So it's also seemed like every time it bounced very sharp, right? But this time it didn't bounce as sharp. Really interesting. I don't know. That's weird. So in terms of timeline, it seems like right now it's pretty long timeline, like almost similar to this one. But the bounce is not as strong. So I don't know.
So it's definitely different than past, but just the thing to know.
Yeah, generally I know that this is the leading economic indicators are pretty accurate as far as I know, and I know IBD follows it quite a bit, in terms of like trying to understand where the market cycle is. Yeah, but I don't know. I still like, in general, I think like, I don't know. I feel like the next year, I could be completely wrong, right? Like I mean, I'm just looking at precedents, right? Election year generally not the best year of investment because there's too much unknown, right, going into election. So that's at least in the second half of the year for sure. So maybe first half we still have a good first half. I don't know. But second half, generally is not as strong. So if anything, I would like continue with this. Let's say this rally, from November runs to April, I would be completely happy with that if it runs for 6 months, and then start to roll over, right? Like for the election year, at the end of the year. So I don't know. We'll see. The Fed's fund rate is currently at 5.25 to 5.5, and you can see 98% no movement in December. But January, same thing, 84%. March here. So this is the interesting twist this week. I don't know what caused this, like specifically, like because I wasn't paying attention every day. So, but it did now, price in the cut in March, right? So that is very interesting. It's pretty high, 55%. Because before it was May, but now it's been shifted earlier. So I don't know if it was some data that caused that, or is it the yield that caused it? I don't know. But the market seems to take a stand that now, it's going to cut in March, and then May. You can see even May is so close of another cut. So that is very interesting. So market seems to be pricing in, and so this also shifts my thinking a little bit, because if the market is right that hey, March and May they're going to cut, potentially cut. And the reason why, again, I'm trying to forecast what the market is thinking. They're probably thinking that, the economy is going to be weaker than most people, at least what the Fed thinks. And again, hence Friday, they totally ignore what Powell said about any potential rate hikes. Because the market completely doesn't think so anymore. And so in the next few months, so like I say, this job report coming up, and then we have, at least 3 more months before the March 20th timeline to see any data, any economic data, to see if they're actually going to worsen a lot more. And right now, market is seeming to pricing in that it will worsen a lot more. So that is very, very interesting. And so knowing that, I don't know how the market is going to play next year. Right now, I think the market is just like, in a good place, right? Because nothing is happening. Other than the data coming out, nothing else is happening. Fed's not doing anything. The U's not doing anything. It's just kind of sliding down, continue to slide down, which is good from an interest rate perspective. So market is happy. It's in la la land right now. But come next year, let's say January or even late January or February, we know that, hey, all this data coming out is going to get worse. And will the market start to go into like a fear mode again, right? Like or fearing a hard recession type of mode. So that's something I think we need to be cautious about. And maybe it won't happen, but I'm saying the market will still react if it thinks it might, right? So yeah. So because no one really knows, the market is just trying to think forward, and it could be wrong too, right? So. But when it think forward and it says, hey, it's going to be a hard potential for a hard recession, then the market is going to go down, right? So, so we had to prepare for that. But at least this is what it's telling me. That's what I feel like. I'm actually surprised that the market moves so quickly now to thinking March is going to be a rate cut. So very interesting. U.S. service PMI on Tuesday. Job openings. So the market also seems to be paying attention to this number now, because job openings also tend to show signs of weakness if the market roll over. So that this Tuesday could be a market moving day. ADP unemployment, that number, I don't know, man. They're never accurate. They always miss, either up or down. They miss by a lot. Jobless claims, that will be important. And then Friday is the big day. Consumer sentiment, U.S. employment report, hourly wages, all that stuff. So what were we forecasting? Same, 3.9%. Hourly wages, we're forecasting 0.3%. So we're actually forecasting a slight jump. Very interesting. But year over year, they're predicting it will still drop to 3.9%. The sentiment is getting pretty high now, 48%. Yeah, because the highest was 51%, right? So we're getting very close to it. So we're really, really near the top, I think. Like we've been a few percent here. The bears are at 19%. Wow. Again, they don't show the historical 1 year low here. But I think this is really low, 19%. Wow. So I think, like I say, I think the FOMO is happening right now. So I think a pullback is coming, man. Fear to greed index, not too bad. Greed, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. But when we look at the specific signals, market momentum, extreme greed, price strength is at greed, price breadth is at greed. Put call options. Oh, this is really low. Wow. So extreme greed there. Wicks. This is neutral. I'm surprised this is at neutral. I don't know how they measure this stuff, but yeah, the bond demand, greed, and neutral. Okay. Yeah. This is very interesting to me because the advanced decline line, like I don't know, if you notice. At the end here, the last 2 days, right? It's almost like a parabolic move. It's not even a straight line. It's like it just jumped, right? Like So, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to look back in here. You don't see any parabolic move. And so I'm a little bit leery that this is, again, a FOMO thing, that we might be near the top short term. But it's a good sign though, because that means lots of more stocks participating. And then Nasdaq, you know, it finally came out of this like this level right here, you know, so I guess that's a good thing. But it took forever. And then Dow, oh, this is just the index, but still, yeah. So I think like, you know, S&P is definitely looking strong right now. The question I think is like, you know, the one thing I feel is very different this time is like the S&P traded so tight as it moves up, that, you know, it's almost like a, you know, they call it like a staircase, right, movement, which is really good type of movement, because those can be prolonged. So it'll go up really strong 1 day or 2 days, and then it goes sideways for like 4, 5, 6 days, go up 4, 5, 6 days, go up, and then go sideways for like it's potentially that could continue to do that. So it's more obvious on this chart. Let me go to the bigger chart just to see that again, because I think that could be a very interesting movement. Okay, so here is you don't see as like, I mean, right here, right here, right here, right? So yeah, so it could, like, you know, like right now, if it passed through this level, this high, again, it probably will consolidate, and that's exactly what you want to see, and then it go up higher, and then it goes sideways. It's like a staircase movement. So that would be, those are really strong rallies. Like, I mean, we don't usually see that. So, but again, who knows, right? If we are starting a truly new bull market, and so who was saying this? I'm just trying to remember now. Ropel lately, okay, lately. I'm not sure if it's because he's super bullish or semi-bullish. I don't know, okay? But either way, he keep praising that this could be the maybe the third time in history, I think he said, something like that, because it only happened twice before, where we didn't get a hard recession after a huge interest rate hike.
Yeah.
So this only happened twice before, and I think a lot of people have been pointing that out lately, even on IBD and not just Jim Ropel, and saying how this is almost like a, like, you know, impossible task to do, and somehow Jim Powell have done it this time. Yeah, because the big caps are probably, I mean, Tesla released, the funny thing is Tesla released the Cybertruck and it didn't go anywhere, right? In fact, it's going down now. It's where it's not good, right?
Actually, so it was below expectation. Things were little below expectation. Like they promised more and they under-delivered.
Right,
especially on the range.
Yeah, I was watching part of it. I mean, some of the videos were pretty good, like pretty spectacular, like, you know, working on the like site, like the construction site and stuff, and hauling like big heavy stuff, and yeah, like, you know, I'm sure it's a good truck. But
definitely, yeah.
So, but it's you know, again, it comes back to delivery expectations, which is, you know, now I think a lot of people saying 2025 seems to be maybe when they can start to deliver more, and that's a long time from now, right? So the question is, can they still make money while in the next year or two, before that happens, right? And right now, this is on a long-term downtrend. You see this downtrend here?
Yeah.
This is the range right now. This is a long-term downtrend. And again, it failed this breakout right here. It's not good. It's not good. Like, you can see the traders are following this to the T here. Like, it's incredible. Right. So if it doesn't pop again above this, I think it's very hard to hold this stock. It's just very hard. You know, again, who knows, right? What's gonna happen next year? Like, you know, it's been like going up 10, 11 straight days, and then you can see it just have this 1 day up, 1 day down, 1 day up, 1 day down, 1 day. But the up has always been stronger, And then finally, the down day, one down day is stronger than the up day. So the trend has been broken, and now we are on the downtrend. And this slope is pretty steep, even though it's just like 3-4 days here. But you can see this slope is pretty steep. And on Friday, I mean, it didn't close at the low, but it still closed under the 10 days. So I don't like it at all. And the volume is pretty high. So you know, you can see the relative strength line has also started to fall over. So that's not good. Nvidia actually topped even earlier. You can see the top right here. So again, this down slope is like this, look like this now. So who knows, right, how long this slope will last, whether it'll bounce on 50-day or not. That's what most people would expect. It will bounce on 50-day. So again, you can see the relative strength line has been going down for a while now. So this one actually topped before most of the other ones. Meta, Meta was trading so tight, and then all of a sudden, again, same thing. It just gave up. So this is why I think Nasdaq is like performing poorly now, because of all the mega caps, right? And then we have, let's see, Google. Look at Google. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just not a good looking chart. This break is very strong. Like the 50-day break. Again, for like institution quality stocks, 50-day is like, it's like the heaven line, right? Like you follow that line and you just trade based on that. And now it broke it. Like it didn't even try to come near it on Friday. I can't believe it. So this is not good signal. Like, I mean, yeah, this is not good at all. Yeah, I always forget his name, but there's this one guy on CNBC. He's a tech investor, and he comes on once in a while, and he always talk about Google versus Microsoft. And he used to be a Google investor for so long, and I think he sold most of his shares. And he always say, he goes to conference and he asks people, how many of you still use Google, or how many of you now use OpenAI, ChatGPT to answer your questions? And everyone's like, most of the people in the room say, yeah, OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? So Google is losing that dominance, and how they're gonna survive in the future. That he doesn't see any, like, I mean, they can still turn it around, but now every day as it progresses, it seems like they're becoming the behind. They're definitely behind now. So yeah, so this is not a good. I mean, okay, let me refresh the screen for a second. This is a cup pattern. Now it forms a handle. This is a very steep handle, and that's exactly, you don't want to see that, a steep handle. And not only that, look at the volume on the handle. Usually when handle forms, you want to see people selling, but on light volume, meaning you want to see people who don't want to sell. And look at this, it's exactly the opposite. You have more volume selling, and also it breaks the 50-day line so easily, right? This is a sign of people getting out, especially institutions. So unfortunately, I think Google is, going to have more trouble, I think, from a stock perspective. Yeah, let me go to Apple. Apple's chart looked decent compared to others, and I don't know the reason why. I know this week, Munger with Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, Munger died, but there's lots of talk how, they make one of the best investment in Apple. Like, they make a lot of money from Apple in the last, 5-6 years or whatever. Because anyhow, but yeah, so I don't know, like, if that has anything to do with this, but I don't know if there's any other news this week from Apple. But this, this is interesting. Yeah, I know Apple was announcing they want to use a different payment provider. I think they were using Goldman Sachs as their payment provider, but now they want to switch to someone else. I don't know if they've chosen someone yet. I'm not sure. Did I miss any stock? I think Amazon definitely looks pretty good, especially this last week. Look how it won the whole up the 10-day. Again, even though Thursday it was higher volume, it actually closed on the 10-day. And then on Friday, it went back above it. Amazon, especially holiday season right now, you know the funny thing, last night, I drove to the gas station at 9 p.m. Guess what? There was like 2 Amazon Prime van there pumping up gas. I mean, these guys are working like crazy, man, like to try to, you know, deliver all their stuff, right? So, I mean, they're just becoming more and more common now. Like, you know, you drive around, you see Amazon Prime van everywhere. And it just shows the dominance in their business. So, and I think like they're probably doing well in other countries too, right? Like India and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's very interesting. I think Amazon could really surprise a lot of people. We'll see. I mean, this is another online retailer. You know, look at this. Look at this chart. Look at this pullback right here. Like, look at how tight this is. Staying above the 10-day. Like, it just doesn't want to give up, right? I mean, this is phenomenal chart. I mean, you know, yeah, this is now starting to take off. And, you know, yeah, it's been many years since the last previous downturn. So generally, I didn't even know this. I just learned this like probably 2 weeks ago. Apparently, IBD, at least for Bill O'Neill, the founder, because Jim Ropel always talk about this. He's like, he doesn't like to see like a big overhead on the left side, because usually what that means is if as you climb the right side, there's people who bought at this levels who wants to get out, right? So it's harder for it to go up because there's always people wanting to sell. Now, what IBD founder does is that he only looks back 18 months. I didn't even know that. So 18 months would be, let's see, so June 2022, right? So that would be like, yeah, so, oh yeah, actually, it does draw a line. I forgot. It's so small, I don't even know if you can see it. You see this line right here? Right there. It's probably hard for you to see. But there's a line right here. This is exactly 18 months.
Oh, wow.
I never even noticed this line. But what the founder said is that, you know, he looked at overhead from 18 months ago. Because most people, even long-term holders, they just lose the patience after that long to hold. They will have sold already. So right now, we are very close to this level right here. So there's still some resistance, a little bit, but that's how he looks at it. So I find that very interesting, right? Because, you know, because that is true. There's going to be lots of sellers like as it goes up, because there's people who say, hey, if I get back my money, I'm going to get out, right? For some of the long-term holders, they're like, oh, you know, but this is very close to it. So this is a good example of that. So yeah, that's something I've learned recently. Conductors, you can see it pulling back now, second week in a row, but very tight. This is a nice base here, 2 weeks pulling back sideways, but it's very tight. So I think this is a very healthy pullback, right? You know, 1 week, 2 weeks. I think usually after 2 weeks, you want to see it bounce. Sometimes it can go up to 3 weeks, but generally, the longer the handle, the worse, like the less chance of coming back up. So, because usually you want to see people like eager to come back, right? Like, but right now, you know, we'll see. 2 weeks is probably getting to the point of like, we need to see a bounce soon. So I don't know. So we'll have to follow that, and then we'll look at the software. The software, you see, it completely different. It just broke out from a double base and it just took off. So the software is really the leading tech area, right? And this is a nice base here, broke out, and you see it riding the 10-day line very smoothly, no issue whatsoever. So, you know, I would say you could probably use the 10-day as your stop if you want to take near-term profit. Yeah, so that's where it is. You know, but the thing is, you know, again, if you follow IBD rule, generally, you want to sell when it's up 25%. So we are not near yet. So this could still run, and so yeah. So that's the software group, very strong. Yeah. So MongoDB reporting, I think on Monday after hours, I believe 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So on the 5th is Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday. So yeah. So Thursday, this day was really weird. It has a huge reversal. But Friday it kind of bounced back. Very interesting. So anyhow, nothing bad. Again, it's still holding the 10-day very strong. So again, that could be your stop, or at least for short term. But if you don't play short term, then this chart looks very nice cup here, and then like I said, on the daily chart, there's this nice handle right here. See, usually like I said, within 1 to 2 weeks it should bounce, and that's exactly what it did. About 1 week later it bounced. So not like, yeah, this chart looks perfect, and this is still, it just, 439, yeah, it's still below the high right here. So and it's not like extended or anything, so it's not like super, like, yeah, like some of the other stocks, it's very extended, but this one is still like near the base breakout point. So I think this is a good hold. And I mean, there's always chance it could disappoint on earnings, but that's the risk you take, right? But the numbers is just phenomenal, like, So if I look at the forecast here, let's see, 120%. So that will be roughly, okay, not that much higher. 46 is double. So roughly around 50, 60, 55 cents. So yeah, it's pretty high. It's over 100%, so it's double at least. So yeah, it's so if it beats that, I'll have a good guidance. This group is strong, right? The database group, you have MSTR, ESDC. So we look at MSTR. Probably ESDC is more related, because this is database, elastic database, and you can see what this is like, super move, right? I was shocked how much it moved on Friday. Look, same thing, right? It was in this base, and it was very near the base, and then earnings come out and it just blasts through. Look at the gap. Like, we talk about like such a big gap. I forget about the rest of the day, but the gap was so big. 81.66, and then the gap went to, like, on the low side, 97, like a $16 move.
Wow.
On a less than $100 stock, like, that's 20% gap right there. So this is incredible chart movement, and yeah, like, I think IBD wrote an article about this. I haven't read it yet. Something to do with AI stuff. So I'm going to have to read it and figure out what they're doing differently. But anyhow, so yeah, huge accumulation. I did buy some shares on Friday. I don't know where I bought it, but it did close strong. So that's, most likely it'll probably consolidate here, form a little pendant action before it continue. So that's usually what happens after the gap up. So if it acts normal, maybe there's a chance to add more. But I just took a small position on it on Friday. Usually, buying on gap ups is always a challenge, right? Because sometimes it will work, it will continue on. Sometimes it will come back, and so it's all about managing risk. So that's all I can say about that. And then MicroStrategy in this group, MSTR. This is Bitcoin related. Jim Ropel talked about it on Wednesday, and he said this is a really good looking chart. It's not as strong as some other charts, but it is a strong chart in terms of support. You can see how many times it tested 10-day. Look at how many times it tested 10-day. Look at it. It just
Yeah.
doesn't want to come down. And this chart, I mean, my MSTR is not, it's not like a smooth chart. You can see here there's lots of, you know, red as well, right? And so the fact that it can hold a 10-day like really shows a lot of strength, you know. And yeah, so we'll see. Like this is before 20 December 20. Yeah. So this is like the year of the 20 run. And look at that chart. That's crazy, right? So you know, whether it will do this time, no one knows. But you know, but like I said, I think the chart is showing evidence of someone acquiring shares right now, like, because you can see it just doesn't want to fall and someone's buying. And Friday's volume is so strong. Look at that Friday volume right there. So something's happening to this stock. So those two stocks are pretty good. They're definitely on my list here. MSTR is number 1 here on base, like in terms of relative strength and EPS estimate. Affirm, I had it on my list, but I just never got a chance to buy it. It's kind of sad because it moves so fast. I think I was watching it like more than a week ago, like around here, and then I miss it. I missed this breakout. And then look at the move right here. Like in 5 sessions, it moved up like, I don't know, 30% or more. You can see, right? 36%.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
Like so fast. And right now it's 47% now from this pivot. 47%. Like, oh my God. Like I said, it was on my list and I just missed it, man. Because for me, like, I always buy like stocks that have higher relative strength first. And yeah, so I missed this one. Now it's 99, but before it was so I missed that one. It was on my radar, but I just missed it. Too bad. Coinbase were never on my list, but now it show up on my list because it's just so strong now. It's very similar. Like, this one just broke out recently, but still it's moving fast now. Look at the slope of the 10-day, right? That's the slope. It's moving like a 60-degree angle now. It's moving fast, and look, it's already 17% from this pivot. So these stocks, they move fast, like crazy fast. So VRT, I mean, this is it's you know, one of those stocks, right? That again, there's a story behind this, but I never read it. But some people say this is AI related because they provide a lot of the heating and cooling around, you know, equipment like computers, like, I don't know, around the data storage and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this guy, you know, it just doesn't give up. This is this big run right here, and then build a tight base, and then undercut this base. Now it's starting to climb, and then now you can see it just fall back orderly, found support near 50-day, 21-day, and then now it's starting to move. So now I'm starting to get back into this stock again. I missed a lot of this run here, big time. So let's see if this one will continue again. So, but yeah, this stock has something to do with AI, like at least the, you know, the servers and all that stuff. When it comes to heating and cooling. DraftKings, yeah, this stock again. This is you know, a very interesting stock, right? DraftKings. Jim Ropel called it, they have a unique market share in mobile app for gambling, and no one even come close to it. And so they continue to dominate that area. And you can see it already passed the overhead for 18 months here. So basically the overhead is no longer important. And you can see it's moving nicely. So yeah. So, you know, generally when the stocks move, they follow the 50 days. So this is the 50-day slope right here. That's pretty strong for a 50-day slope. So that's DraftKings. So all these stocks are already broken out, so it's hard to get in now. IoT, like, is one of the big mover on Friday. I don't know enough about this stock fundamentally, but it make a big move on Friday. I mean, this is like, Friday was really rare day I think, right? Because I've never seen stocks make moves like that. Like, look at this chart. This is an IPO stock that has never had such a big bar since it IPO. Like, I mean, the closest was this one right here, this blue bar right here, but it's not even as big as this one. And then even here, it's close, but you know, maybe similar size. I don't know. So we'll see. But this is a double base, and then a cup base. So this is a base on base pattern. Generally, it has shaken out a lot of weak investors, and hence this big move. So the question now is like, you know, how much more will go? Now right now it's at new high. So also no more resistance. So now it's basically and the numbers are turning positive. It's not big earnings yet, but it's now, you know, making money now. Samsara. So who knows? This could be a leader. NDB we talk about, ESTC we don't. AWOF. So this is like this is also another stock that no one really talk about. It's in the aerospace defense. They're specialized in making drones, right? And IBD wrote about it this week as well. And this stock hasn't performed like spectacular or anything in the past. I mean, there's a run right here. There's another run right here. But this time it feels like something is different. You know, like this chart looks much tighter. And then now this uptrend is like very smooth, 45-degree angle. Yeah, they're the king of making drones. So I don't know enough about the type of drones they make, but like I say, IBD wrote an article this week. I'm gonna read it. But look at the numbers. Like, this is phenomenal numbers, triple digit. Let me go look at the next quarter. This guy is also reporting this week. So I was gonna add more shares, but I'm like, I never add more shares before I report earnings because it's just more risk, right? So yeah, 300% from a negative number. So I guess that's not really yeah, it's gonna be like very little, but still it's still gonna be positive. So yeah, so this is this company is, I don't know, something has changed. I think we'll see whether this becomes later. FICO doing well. BRBR, this is one of the newer names. I've never even touched this stock before. Even this whole year, beginning of this year, I didn't touch it. Now it has run significantly in the last 2 weeks. It's probably broken the upper range, so it's probably too late to buy now. Yeah, so I bought on this week right here, so 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so probably I bought on this day right here. So it's starting to move up more parabolic now, so it's probably the last run here. I'm not sure how much it will run, but before another big base gonna form. So this was the last big base, so who knows. But this stock is acting really well. In contrast to ELF. ELF is moving as well. Like, now it's coming back on the right side of the base. But compared to ELF, this is much stronger chart. Uber. Did we look at Uber yet? No, right? We just talked about it. So yeah. Uber, look at this. Breakout. Again, where's the 18 months line? Right here. So no more resistance, and hence you can see it moves like much faster, right? Very good chart. I mean, this is like 10 days, it's like, really nice. Yeah, I like this chart. Look, I moved my stop loss now to, you see, 10 day right here. This last second day ago. So yeah, it just keep climbing. Nothing wrong with it. Eventually it will come down. We just don't know when. The numbers have turned around. Look at this, from negative to positive. And yeah, so it just reported not that long ago.
Yeah. It also got added to S&P 500.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why after hours it's 5.5% up.
Oh wow, after hours. That's good. So that's good news for Uber. I mean, like I said, Uber, Jim Rappel talked about it. this week as well. He said, was it Jim Ropel? No, I'm trying to remember now. I think it is. He's saying, or maybe not Jim Ropel. Someone on CNBC saying how used to be like half the office, the food office are always, especially in the California area, like in the tech zone, a lot of them use DoorDash. But now they're saying, oh, Uber has caught, like, a lot of people now starting to use Uber now. So, half of the food orders now are from Uber now. So they're trying, like I said, they're really trying to compete now with DoorDash on that side, on the food side. So, yeah. Here listed here are all making new high relative strength. Yeah. Hey, just think like Friday, I was like, I was chasing stock the whole day, almost the whole day. I couldn't believe how strong the market is, and yeah, I was just like, holy cow, like so many stocks to buy. I was just chasing them on Friday, like I couldn't believe it. Cause like I said, like this week, I was selling Monday, Tuesday, quite a bit, even Wednesday and Thursday, and then like I said, by Thursday, I was starting to realize, hey, the market doesn't want to go down as much anymore. And then the stocks start to fly, and you can see this list just so big, man. The list is so big. Like this stock, I played before, RCL, Royal Caribbean. It has this nice run right here, and then it formed this huge base, and now you see, now it's starting to move again. And like, look at Friday move. Like this is like really nice. It's trying to break out, getting close to breakout zone. I keep hearing the cruise lines are booked like more than a year in advance now. It's crazy, man. They're doing phenomenal. Yeah, they're doing phenomenal. Like people are just wanting to go on cruise now. It's just, I think they're gonna make big money. Going forward, at least based on the demand side. So yeah, I think that this one has potential. AMPH, again, not many biotech stocks on my list right now. I probably should try to find some more, but this is one that I don't know. It just looked really nice, decent. It's trying to come back now. It has this nice run right here. It has another nice run right here. So we'll see if this, every time it breaks out, it has a good run. So right now it hasn't broke out yet. It's still very far from this top, but yeah, it's more than halfway. It's building a nice sideways. You see this cup handle pattern here. So if it breaks out, I think it's gonna move. Now, oh man, now this guy never give up. I keep hearing how many institutions, like Jim Ropel will ask on Wednesday, if Bill O'Neill alive today, which stocks will he own? And he said, no doubt, ServiceNow. Like, he really believes ServiceNow is one of the stocks you just want to buy and hold. Because this has, institution quality stock. The numbers, he said, they call it stability 5, right? 1 is the best. 5 is like in the top 5%. This is like the most stable stock you could have, one of the top stable stocks you can have for long-term investment. And the numbers are so consistent. It's incredible. Yeah, it's just really good stock. And I mean, there were so many upgrades this week on ServiceNow. It's like everything's like crazy. Yeah, ServiceNow is really good. AZAC, this is a new name on my list. Building constructions. MELI, I mean, I don't think we look at the chart. Let's just jump to it quickly. I think this one has huge potential as well. Look at this slope right here. Like, it's just crazy jump. Probably one of the strongest relative strength line. Really taking. I mean, again, this is represent of the Latin America countries, and it's just really doing well. This is like Amazon there, and the slope is just so strong. Like, it hasn't even come close to 10-day. Yeah, it's so strong, and it's almost 20% profit now, almost 18% right now from the breakout point. Yeah, just so many stocks are showing good action. CRM, Salesforce, like, again, very similar to ServiceNow. Some people say if you own either one of this, it's probably good. But CRM didn't really move as much until this week, right after the earnings. So, but yeah, it really moved after the earnings. So, look at the volume. This is one of the highest volume. So, always good sign when you have one of the highest volume on breakout, and because that just shows institution wants to get in, right? So this is probably the beginning of a run rather than the end of the run. Pinterest surprised me a lot, because the chart action is so strong. Even Jim Rappel recognized it. He's like, there's something happening with this stock. Look at how nice it sit around the 10-day support, 10-day support, 10-day support, 10-day support, and then now 10-day support, and then now it moves up. So it looks like this is obeying, the best leaders in an uptrend will obey the 10-day, and some even on the 5-day, right? That's how strong some is, but usually the 10-day. So this is one of them. Again, no more resist. Look at where the resistance level is at this level. It's right here. So no more resistance level 18 months ago, and now it's starting to move faster, right? I'm really glad I learned about this 18-month rule. So especially, I find that this rule is actually quite helpful. Datadog, again, this is another one that just, really strong chart action. The slope is just insane. And if we look at 18 months, this one still have lots of resistance. Very interesting. So that's why probably it's just starting to break out, whereas others ones already broken out. So, but yeah, nonetheless, it's still a good looking chart. Expedia. So again, the travel stuff like Royal Caribbean, Expedia. This one still have lots of resistance. So I don't know, but it seems to be moving not bad, a pretty strong slope right now. Workday, again, another big cap, almost 100 billion, broke out this week on one of the strongest volume ever, right? So, the software stocks are just phenomenal. I think that is going to be the leading sector, and if those guys continue to go, I think they will round up the equal weight Nasdaq, and that's why they're doing better this week. The security stocks, like I said, they're still probably the leader in the software group. I feel like they're the number one group in the software, because they're the first one to break out. They're look at this. This is now 5. This guy broke out the first week of the 5-week run. Whereas some other stocks, they broke out this last 2 weeks, right? This guy broke out the first week of the 5-week run, and now we are at almost. I don't know if it's new high or not. Pretty close if it's not. Yeah. So you can see, right? So this is a very phenomenal chart. Look at this monthly chart here. Look at this. Yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing chart. So last time it broke out, look at this. It has so much more room to run. So this, and then this time it didn't break out that much here, but who knows? We'll see. But CyberR is, like I say, it's a pretty new, not a new name, but it's less known than the Palo Altos or the, all this other one, CrowdStrike, right? SAP, again, this one, again, similar to CRM, ServiceNow. Look at this chart. Look at how tight the range is. I don't know. This is only a $160 stock, but still, the tightness of this range is crazy. SAP, this is a nice looking chart, and look at this. There's not much resistance, right? This is, look at this. So, and it's turning around. So, yeah, SAP. I know the government Alberta use SAP a lot. Fresh. Freshworks, yeah, this is starting to move this week. I took a small position, my first position there, and it built this nice round cup. I mean, it's starting to come. I mean, the 18-month level, you see where it is. It's starting to climb above that now, so that's good. So hopefully it'll move fast now. This is a smaller price stock, so usually those are more volatile. We'll see. And small cap, right? 6 billion. So we'll see if the small caps were starting to rise. Lulu is reporting this coming week, I think. Let me see. No, maybe a week later. Oh yeah, this week, 5 days. So yeah, this week. So yeah, Lulu. Look, I'm surprised Lulu even broke out already, right? It broke out like about 3 weeks ago. From this level, which is a very long-term level, and now it's moving pretty fast this week. So, because the resistance is no longer there, and so it starts to move faster. So a really good chart. Again, I want to add more, but I'm hesitant because it's reporting. So, Globe. Obviously, no one talks about this stock as much, but it's a stock that always show up on my screen. There's still lots of resistance level, but it's moving. It's starting to move. Another ISG is another hotel chain moving. Pega, another financial stock. MCO, market research. Well, it's transportation. F5, Internet Network Solutions. 5 discount variety. Autodesk, computer software design. So that group, I own like SNPS. So this one, this is a nice run, and I sold this week. This is a nice run. I mean, it hasn't violated anything, right? It hasn't violated like the 10-day. Like, I mean, it closed above it even on Thursday. But I sold it just because the relative strength is starting to weaken. You can see here, it's not super weak. It might bounce back, and then I'll buy it back. But I just feel like it's showing some weakness now. CDNS is another one. Cadence Design. So same thing here. Very similar chart. Bad day on Thursday. I don't know if there was any news, but they both got hit. But this one didn't bounce back on Friday, which is interesting. It's still above 10-day. So probably, this one I haven't sold yet, but I'll probably sell on Monday. Adobe is also in this group. This desktop, very similar. So this one also, you see, also starting to fall. So some of them already starting to fall, right? The bigger cap guys. So, yeah. DY, another infrastructure guy. These guys are the ones that are kind of not hitting new highs, but not too far away from new highs, right? Like ANF, retail chain. I mean, this stock is just, I still think this is probably, the best stock in the market. Look at this run right now. Yeah, it's just it's starting to curve up, right? You can see it's starting. The 50-day is starting to curve up. The 10-day is definitely showing it's starting to curve up. 21-day, same thing. So it's starting to build this parabolic. So that's one thing I want to talk about this week is look at charts, and especially the one that running wild, see if they're following parabolic move, like draw the upper channel line. You can see it broke the first one here. Now it's forming the second channel line here. So usually they have, in their run, they usually have 3. 1, 2, this is probably the last one. 3 upper channel lines, for a longer term, right, run, usually before the top. And so this is one of them. On the weekly chart, you can barely tell there's 3 different upper channel line. It still looks like a 1 upper channel line. See that? So, so this is probably a better indicator on the longer term. So if we break above this, probably like near the top. LPG. So LPG, I talked about this before. The oil and gas guy. Not many oil and gas guys are still running, but this is one of them. I did sell this week. I feel like it's starting to act more choppy. but it's still. I mean, this guy's again same thing. It broke the 10-day a little bit, and then it bounced back the next day, like, and then Friday it bounced again. So it could still run more. I mean, but I'm out on this for now. CWCO, EDU. I mean, EDU is another strong long-term holder. You can see now it clearly starting to do parabolic move. So the end is near. I think I mean the 50-day, like, this is the upper channel line. It broke it this week, so probably almost time to take a profit. It's 75% from this breakout, so it's a pretty big gain already. It depends, if you did buy it there. CrowdStrike, were like probably, like I said, this is the heavy favorite from institution. Every analyst on CNBC talk about CrowdStrike. If they have to pick a security stock, they pick this one, and it broke the upper channel line this week. So so probably worthwhile to take some profit. I did take some, trim a little bit. I didn't sell the whole thing. We'll see how this. Like, I mean, this is so strong. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all 3 days close at the top. Unbelievable. Like, just so much buying, right? Like, it's crazy. PDD. Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about PDD. Like, I missed this guy big time. The reason why I missed this one so much is because it was showing negative earnings before, but now it's turned positive. Again, the market already expected that. That's why it ran up. Now it's doing the second slope, which is much steeper. It's a crazy run. I mean, it's already 57% from this breakout point. There's no much resistance from from old times. Yeah, it's moving really fast now. Shopify, we already talked about. Adobe, we talked about. CRS, Steel Special Alloys, Palo Alto, ZS, Infa, Wing. Wing is another stock that is similar to Uber. They chart almost identical. They break out new highs, moving really nicely now. So yeah, this is like really nice now. Yeah, very similar. LNW, NET, NTAP, AGI. So let's look at gold stock quickly here. Like AGI. I mean, all the gold stocks are probably reacting the same. This one just broke out this week, and probably a good time to buy. It's in the lower teens though, so probably can easily be shaken out. Yeah, the numbers are super strong. Look at this, right? So that's why this one's on my list. Most of the other gold stocks don't have as strong of a fundamental, but this one really strong. So the gold theme is good right now, right? Like, we're getting close. Let's look at GLD, gold shares. So it's very close. This is the stocks one. Getting very close to new breakout point. Yeah, it's getting close. So yeah, this is not the gold price. This is the gold stocks. So you can see the gold stocks. At least the top was back in 2020, and so we're getting very close. But this has been rejected so many times. So we'll see. This is probably, because you can see like the 200 day. This pink line is probably the 200 day. It's getting so close now. So
I thought it was the monthly high, no? Maybe for gold.
Yeah, for gold, yeah. So this is, like getting so close. Maybe this time it's gonna work, right? So like I say, I think AGI already broke out. Yeah, AGI already broke out. Like, this is a tight base. There's so much consolidation. Like, I mean, this Jim Ropel was watching this like a hawk, because I think I'm pretty sure he got in this week, quite a bit of shares. But yeah, it broke out. I think this is just AGI, but there's a lot of other ETFs and stuff. Do you know any? I can't remember the symbols.
No.
Okay. But yeah, gold is looking good. Yeah, so definitely pay attention to it. Again, I don't know what the fundamentals are, why it's moving. But this stock in general moves really nice once it breaks out. General, they usually move like something. Not so big last 2 times, so we'll see, right? But this is the big one, right? If it does move out of this long consolidation, this black line right here, I think it can move really fast after, right? Because no more resistance level. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Pay attention to this. The only reason why I don't have many gold stocks on this because most of the fundamentals are very weak. So, but usually when you play commodity, it's more about the actual commodity price, right? So we'll see. Yeah. WWD, another aerospace defense, APO, finance management, CME, finance specialty, Monday, is another good stock, good tech stock. Again, I think it's almost 18 months now, close to the previous resistance level. So if it past this level, it'll probably move a lot faster, right? So MLM, Wix, Team, BSX, OTEX, Duolingo. So these are the third group that I have that moving, that's kind of weakening, right, in terms of their relative strength. So Duolingo, I sold it this week. It's been a nice move, right? Like, I mean, it's been a nice move, and I sold it not because it doesn't have good prospect. It probably does. It probably will bounce back. The question is like look at Friday. It tried to bounce back already. So we'll see whether it can hold this 10-day. If not, then it'll probably go down further. We'll see. But I feel like so many people are watching Duolingo now. I don't know. We'll see. CLS, again, another electrical contract manufacturing. SMCI, also SMCI, I feel like it's just, I don't know. I've tried it so many times now, like in the last few weeks. I feel like I'm starting to give up on this. Overall, the trend is not good. It's still on a downtrend. I mean, it came up here. This is why I was like, okay, maybe it'll work this time. It didn't. Maybe it'll work this time. It didn't. You see?
They also offered new shares. So
okay. Yeah. So that's not good either. So Thursday and Friday, the volume. I mean, Friday was it did rebound to the top, but it's still a down day. But the volume is significant. Look at that. So I don't know what that means. It also, if it's now kind of below 50-day now, so there's a lot more risk. So yeah, I just couldn't build a position in this. It just doesn't work. Coco, Miniso, Netflix. Look at the Netflix for a second. Because for a while this chart also looks pretty good, trying to break out, and then it couldn't, right? So it couldn't break out. Now it's turned over. And this is the scary part. Like what I'm seeing here on Netflix is how, it's trying to stick around, and then boom. Like the volume is not huge. That's the only good part about this. But we'll see, right? Like, Road, new low as well. SSP as we talk about. Race. So Race, I've been holding Race for a while as well. And you see, now it turned around. So it gave up 10-day. This is the problem. Like, this is some of the weakness I saw this week. Is that some of these stocks giving up the 10-day so easily. Like, this was just like, look at this volume, right? So this is like I say, if the market gonna turn, like even for the short term, like 2 weeks or something, pull back, the fact that they can give up 10 days so easily is the scary thing, because that usually means that they can go down to 21 day in no time and 50 day in no time, right? So beware of that. ANET, like I haven't been in ANET for a while now, because again, it's similar to SMCI. Every time I buy it, it just doesn't move as much as I want it to. It's tight. It's trading tight, but it's just not moving. And so therefore the relative strength is not moving. And you see that, right? Amazon, we already talked about CDNS, talked about Microsoft, talked about CPRT, XP, TDG, a lot of aerospace defense stock. So all these, you know, new lows, and then all this one I haven't really watched this week. So,
Lily.
yeah, let's look at Lily and MVO. Like, you know, so one thing they mentioned this week was that there was a report. I don't know if you saw that report that came out that how Lily, the drugs for the diabetes drug, but really is for weight loss, outperformed the Novartis one. Okay, and but the funny thing is, even though that report came out, the stock didn't go up, right? And so, and also you can see here, like I've been out of this stock for quite a while now, and look at how the relative strength hasn't moved much. Like the last time it moved was right here, like from here to here. But after that, it just kept making lower highs. You can see this RS line. But the report was a big sign. The fact that it didn't move on that good news for Lily was weird. And MVO broke out and it fell. Look at that fell breakout. So this happens. So this is another thing that I don't like to see, is that a fell breakout, right? Yeah, so this is happening as well. So we are seeing some weakness in some of these leaders. Possibly they like I say, it could again, this is a sign of rotation. Probably more like it's unlikely they're gonna just crash, because these are really leaders. They're making, you know, products that people want. So I can see them doing well. Yeah, that's pretty much it in general. The strongest stocks in the market. I'll probably try to scout for see if there's any new names, like, because this week, like I said, we see lots of small caps probably start to rise, but you know, a lot of them have poor fundamentals, right? That's the problem, you know. So but who knows, maybe they're gonna turn around next quarter. Maybe their fundamentals will improve, and maybe next year, like most of these analysts are saying, maybe a lot of these small cap stocks will start to turn around, and that will be a big help with the market movement, you know, continue the bull market. Look at this chart, the yield chart. Look at this, right? We talk about this. Look at the 10-day resistance right here. Very clearly is on a downtrend now. And again, this correlate very well to the Nasdaq especially. So